Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series number 55. This is the Leader Class Constructicon Scavenger. So this is the first Leader Class Constructicon toy that's been made for Studio Series, and there should be one more to help complete the Devastator Combiner. As you can see here, Scavenger takes up most of his Leader Class box, so he is quite a large character, which is always nice. You know, it's good to feel like you're getting $50 worth of toy here. And he's going to go on to form the upper body of Devastator. So if you've seen my reviews, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at Scavenger's packaging, then we'll open him up, take a look at his instructions, take a look at the toy himself and his vehicle and robot modes, and then at the end I'll give my final thoughts. So as I said, Scavenger just comes off as being absolutely massive, and the giant wheels don't hurt that effect either. So he really dominates the box here. You can see there's this artwork of him on the side, which, in my opinion, is a little janky looking compared to some of the really cool renders or, bits of art we've seen. But it is at least really well detailed. You can see there's this whole little shack thing, whatever you call that. I don't know what they call that on these vehicles, the cockpit, something. Got the stairs, looks really nice. Turn the box to the side, see a close-up of his face, and very insectoid, which is kind of a common motif with movie Decepticons. And then on the back you have some renders. Got the vehicle robot mode, and it only takes 25 steps to transform him, so that's actually fairly simple for a Leader Class toy. I'm hoping, simple transformation doesn't equate to dissatisfying play experience. Here it shows off his backdrop. It's the Pyramid Desert Battle, so same backdrop that all the Constructicons have. Which I really wish, instead of just doing the same picture over and over, they would have done kind of like a panorama where each one just kind of linked up to the next for when you made Devastator, but whatever. And then you got a little bit of flavor text here. It says, the desert sands quake as Constructicon Scavenger combines with his comrades to form Constructicon Devastator. Now that I think about it, I think that's the same blurb that they all get, so not very unique there. Here are Scavenger's instructions. You can see this render of him. Again, they kind of just squished it down to fit all this text in. Not really crazy about that. You open him up. This first part shows you how to set him up once you take him out of the package. Get him into his proper robot mode. The rest of this page is the transformation from robot to construction vehicle. And then the back is how you transform him from the vehicle mode to the upper torso of Devastator. And right here shows you how to attach Mixmaster and Hightower to him. This shows the connections a little more in depth. And then it shows the layout of the different toys. And something interesting, this shows that both Mixmaster and Scrapper are set to come out early 2020. Well, it's 2020 now, and so far we've only had Mixmaster. We haven't even seen Scrapper yet. And then it lists Overload is coming late 2020. So I think this is probably wrong. I think Overload and Scrapper are probably going to come out at about the same time, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Now here is Scavenger's vehicle mode. And I mean, look at this thing. This is bulky. And very, very cool looking. Absolutely love it. The bucket of his is a little weird because kind of got the fingers going on still instead of just being like a flat shovel. Not really crazy about that, but it's what we ended up getting, The arm itself is very sturdy. It's got two joints here, move independently of one another, and this joint is on a pretty heavy ratchet, like heavy enough to make me nervous, but it's there. You can see inside he's basically a bunch of wheels crammed in there, which kind of hurts the illusion of a true vehicle a bit. See, he's got his cockpit area right here. This seems to be some sort of platform for workers to walk on. And then just kind of a whole bunch of kibble. And if this vehicle mode weren't so fun to look at and play with, I would say it's actually pretty terrible because it doesn't look like a real vehicle at all. It just looks like a folded up robot, with a vehicle shell over it. see, there's his face right there. Here's more, wheel segments. But he does have proper wheels underneath the treads, and they don't roll very well on my desk. They feel like they would on, something with some more friction. And yeah, overall, I like it. Despite its flaws, it's very charming, and it is so bulky. Love that. Very, very thick all around. All right, now for the transformation. We're gonna start by kind of rotating and lifting up the cockpit like that. Take this plate here, lift it up out of the way. All right, bring the crane arm up. Let's go one more. All right, now we're actually gonna separate these out because they form the arms of the robot. So gotta start from the edge. And they're pretty tight. So you're gonna wriggle it around a bit. Get it separated piece by piece. There you go. That's one way to do it, huh? Now, I'm gonna fold these panels out like so. Get the arms out of the way. Make sure you kind of keep that the same. Right, now you're gonna fold these panels the rest of the way back. So they're on a double hinge. So fold them in like this. Make sure they plug in that silver bit right there. Same thing here. Okay. And now the panel that they're on gets folded back itself, like so. So, getting a little awkward now, little parts everywhere. While we're looking at this side, we're gonna take these little arm type things and just kind of extend them out a little. So we're gonna need to come out here shortly. All right, fold this guy down, fold this guy like that. Now, come over, this wheel, we're gonna separate from the treads, close it up, nice complete wheel again. These treads, you're gonna fold it in, like so. If these haven't already come loose, make sure they do come loose from the center wheel there. Bring this around. It moves his head and his big wheel on top. All right, his arms, they're on one last panel. You're gonna fold in, attach till you hear a nice loud pop. It's a pretty tight connection. All right, there we go, we're getting there. There's all sorts of pieces, but we're getting there. All right, these bottom wheels, I'm gonna rotate them toward the insides of the halves are facing each other. And you're gonna rotate the halves to where they're oriented opposite of each other. All right, so that these thicker parts are not overlapping. And kind of have to fiddle with it a bit, but you should be able to press them together to make one solid wheel, like so. So that's what that's supposed to look like. So now we got this all worked out. Let's bring these panels around. Let's rotate those arms out to kind of a more natural position here. At the top wheel here, you're going to rotate 180 degrees. All right, so now you want to get these little armatures. You see the slot right here? It's going to connect these tabs right to the base of the center of the wheel. So you're going to kind of fiddle with them a bit, manipulate them to get to line up, and then bam, look at this. And this is Scavenger in all of his hideous glory. You know, the Constructicons are known for being pretty weird looking, you know, the movieverse ones. But this guy, I think, takes the cake. I mean, he's two wheels with a head and arms. I mean, really, really bizarre. But, again, that uniqueness makes him cool. As far as posability, he does not have a whole lot. The head is on a ball joint and can move around to some limited degree. Doesn't turn side to side very well. There's a little bit of give. The arms can move all around and kind of swivel this way. They bend at the bicep. They bend further down on like kind of the wrist. And they bend at the actual wrist itself. His outer fingers can swing out a bit just to, I guess, differentiate the hands from the regular vehicle scoops. And I'll tell you, he's weird looking. He's a strange character. But I love him. He's great. Now, he's odd in that he's big. He obviously takes up a lot of space. I have to hold him this far back for the camera to get him. But he's mostly empty space too. So as far as actual mass that you're getting for a leader class, I don't know. I think he's a decent amount. Now I do wonder if they are planning to, save costs and everything to release a Demolisher, as a redeco of this toy. I personally, I'd welcome it. It's a legitimate redeco based off of, a virtual redeco for the movies. And because it'd be functionally the same, would give you more options for how you want to build your Devastator. We already possibly know that they're doing Skipjack, which is like a yellow version of Rampage. It was leaked, hasn't been revealed yet. And if that's the case, it will allow you to have a more screen-accurate Devastator if you swap old Rampage out for Skipjack. But maybe you want it less accurate. Maybe you want to stick Demolisher in there instead of Scavenger here. It's always good to have options, I guess is what I'm getting at. Let's give this guy a quick turn around just so you can see him from the back. Again, not a whole lot going on there. He is just a weird mass of metal and tires. Right here we have the obligatory group shot, and you can just really start to see the team coming together here. We are 2 bots away from making Devastator. So, 8 Constructicons total, and because they range in size from deluxe all the way up to leader, they have a very sizable presence on your display shelf, which I'm okay with. I do very much like spectacle in my collection. Of course, I'm running into the problem of running out of space on this desk to, take pictures and video of this whole team. Hopefully once the other 2 come out, I won't have to figure out some other place to put them. But time will tell. I'm not sure how big the other guys are going to be. Alright, and I think that's going to wrap up this review on Scavenger. My final thoughts on this toy: he is weird and he is wonderful. I love him. I never had the original Scavenger Demolisher toys, so it's my first time experiencing anything like this. And he's a lot of fun. Despite his very bizarre appearance of both the robot and the vehicle modes, they're both oddly satisfying. The robot for its just completely inhuman shape, and then the vehicle for its just kind of bulkiness and heft that it has. So, I definitely recommend picking this guy up, especially if you want to build Devastator. So, if you're lucky enough to see him on a shelf, I think you'll be happy with him. But of course, that is just my opinion. I would love to know what you think of this toy in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it or any of my other videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. And thank you for joining me for this look at, so far, the largest Constructicon, who may or may not be dethroned. We'll see. And with all that said, I will see you next time.